Hey everyone, it's Ryan Lai from Unbound Vision. It's about 11:16 p.m. right now. Um, I guess this video is more of a kind of status report. I mean, there's a bigger reason why I did this video for you guys, and I don't do these videos very often. The Unbound Vision vlogs, I don't really have time for them. But if I have something really important to say, I'll try to make some time. Let me report with some good news first. So in terms of good news, we finished our presentation to the Art Institutes in North Hollywood. It was really fun. I got lost, but I eventually found the building. It was just one huge building. I went in. It was really nice. They had a lot of equipment. People were super nice. I did my presentation. Everyone was pretty excited, and yeah, and we even got some people applying, and we might be getting some more in the next few weeks. I don't know, but it'll be nice because we need the help. We always need the help. So, I mean, reaching out to these universities has been a huge help, and I'm super thankful to all the professors who have allowed us to actually present and reach out to their universities. Like we've reached out to Chapman University, we've reached out to Cal Arts, we've reached out to Cal State Northridge, we've reached out to the Art Institutes, we've reached out to College of the Canyons, and we've presented at a lot of different places too. So it's been a real roller coaster ride, and we may even have another presentation set up to Cal State Los Angeles, maybe to their. I think maybe it's to the animation club. I'm not sure. Maybe it's kind of up in the air right now, but I'm hoping to make it happen. And it was really nice because one of the artists sent us an invitation. I'm stumbling over myself. One of the artists, I won't say any names to protect their identities, but one of the artists sent us an invitation to present, and we're super enthused. And we had to give a little bit of thinking over because we're always really busy, but I just said, well, let's just do it. So yeah, that'll be most likely coming up soon. Aside from this, rambling, I should say we've been making a lot of progress on the fully animated trailer. With more help that's coming in very soon, we'll be getting a jump start on final line work for the animation. I am halfway through my scene, and it's the last scene for the trailer for rough animation, although it's not really rough animation, it's pretty clean. So I'm halfway through, and if I get some more artists to help me out this semester, we'll probably push it through. It'll probably be done by the end of this summer semester, which is great because it's a scene with 8 moving characters, all moving at the same time. So it's absolutely nuts. Like I have almost 4 of them done, so I'm halfway through. Basically, I'll be done with the 4th guy really soon. Other than that, we're just continuing with our webcomics, and I apologize to everyone for this week because I had to put a temporary hold to the webcomics because it felt like a good time to just take a breather from the webcomics, and it gave me time to write for the official series, for TAKESHI, the official series, which is, I'll move this way, which is that poster you see right there, basically. And this is all, that most people aren't supposed to see this, but I decided to bring it up because it's kind of nice looking, right? And the artist who did that is really amazing, by the way. Her name is Jamie Decker. You should check out her work. It's awesome. So, God, I got lost. A bunch of promotion. So yeah, I had to put a temporary stop to the webcomics for just 2 weeks because I need time to write. To actually write that story for the show that we're actually working on right now. Like, you guys are looking at the webcomics, and the webcomics are super fun. Like, don't get me wrong, they're super fun, and they're a blast to write for, and to draw, and to illustrate, and to voice act for. But they're not the main attraction that Unbound Vision is working on right now. And this has shocked a lot of people. This has shocked a lot of people. Like, people have no idea that we're actually working on that and not the webcomics. The webcomics are just based off of that, and that's going to be way better. That's the fully animated. This is the show that we're working on right now. This is the animated trailer that we're working on right now, and it's going to be pretty fantastic. It's going to be definitely much different from what you guys see from the webcomics. I can tell you that much. So, yeah, this is kind of weird because I had to hold this up. So yeah, I mean, in terms of that, I'm really happy because I get 2 weeks to write, which is nice. I made a lot of progress, and it's coming out really good. It's coming out way better than I thought it would, and I guess I just needed a break from the webcomics. I don't know. So, and don't worry, we will continue exactly where we left off for the webcomics once June hits. And we will definitely have a comic out once June hits. And it's coming up pretty soon, so don't worry, guys. In the meantime, I gotta do some writing, and I gotta continue my work on the fully animated trailer. So progress is going good on all ends. We're basically hitting everything that we need to hit. And anything that needs to be delayed, we kind of have to delay it because there isn't much choice. Like, we can't control certain circumstances. We just have to keep pushing forward. But things are progressively moving forward, and thank you to our patrons because you guys make this so worthwhile. You guys make it much, much nicer because even though we love what we do, it's the fact that you guys on Patreon are supporting us makes a huge difference. And besides, also, I don't want to do too much promotion, but if you guys want to support us, you can. Like, we have a little thing on that banner that says like come support us on Patreon, and the link is patreon.com/Unbound Vision. Just together, like patreon.com/Unbound Vision. If you guys want to support the show, you guys want to support the webcomics, you guys want to support the studio, I would highly recommend it because our tiers are very affordable and you're getting so much stuff. It's ridiculous. Like, we have a $5 tier that gives you guys concept art, promotional art. You get special thanks after episodes. You get special thanks in videos. You get access to our Patreon page, so on and so forth. And I think you also get thank you letters every year too. And you get the full resolution webcomics. So, because like we can't put the full resolution webcomics online. We only give it to our patrons. And same thing with the concept art. We only give full resolution concept art to our patrons and the clients who are actually supporting us. So again, thank you to everyone on Patreon who is supporting us. This is going to be a bit of a long video, as you guys can see. This is going to be a bit of a long video. We're already basically at the 7-minute mark, somewhere around there. But I didn't make this video because I wanted to do like a status report or anything. It's not actually about the status report. I'm making this video because I've been noticing, like, there's a lot of, I go online a lot, right? Because I'm the one who's doing most of our major marketing on social media, like Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, so on and so forth, basically everywhere. I'm the one who's basically, interacting with people because I have to reach out to people every day. I have to sell every day. Besides doing artwork and trying to motivate my staff and trying to really help them, I have to sell and reach out to people every single day too. And there's something I notice basically from what a lot of people post and what a lot of people like reply with, and a lot of it is not encouraging. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, a lot of people have these really disempowering ways of talking to themselves or referring to themselves. They say, oh no, I can't do that, or I'm just this, and they're not being humble. It's not even being humble. It's literally disempowering yourself, right? It's like disempowering words, like saying, oh, I'm just a house husband or something, and I don't care. I don't think anyone cares, right? But you can feel, based off the way people talk about themselves and how they post, like, they call themselves trash. They call themselves trash, and they call themselves losers. I don't understand where it's coming from. Like, it's really strange. I don't know if they're trying to be funny. Like, every time I look at it, I just can't. I don't laugh. Like, that's very discouraging. Like, I remember there was a guy on Instagram who made a post saying, like, he was all down on himself because he was gay. And I was like, I don't understand why you would be down on yourself. I guess people have, weird issues with gay people. I mean, I don't know what it is, but yeah, it really like made me kind of sad to look at. um, you know, it's just people posting up stuff about saying like, oh, I'm such a loser, or you know, or no one loves me, or everyone hates me. And they don't always say it like that. They don't always say it like that, but you know they mean that, based on how they're actually displaying the message. And you know they'll have something like, I don't know, like a tear emoji or something. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. That's kind of funny, I guess. But you know the actual message is not very funny. So you know that, and sometimes I just I want to send a reply to this guy and just say like, hey, just something uplifting that tells him like, yeah, people do care, things are going to get better, so on and so forth. I'm not selling it very well right now. It's this kind of stuff is really hard for me to talk about because it's very personal stuff, and it really really genuinely bugs me when people call themselves bad things, like a loser or a loner. I mean, people called me a loser and a loner for years. It turned out to actually be a great benefit. It turned out to be the best benefit I ever had. Like loser, what was it? Loser, loner, freak, outcast. They said loner a lot for me, which is very true. It's very true. And actually that helped me out tremendously. It does help to actually be the loner, because the loner actually gets work done. He's not partying all the time, right? The loner is actually pursuing his dream, right? He's doing it behind the scenes most of the time, but it's not like he's not reaching out to people. He's always reaching out to people. It's just that you won't know about it because he's not at the party that you're at. But he's doing his work. The loners are doing their work. Like anyone who's a loner, I salute you because it's a lonely road, but it's going to make you very successful later on in life, especially if you're pursuing something that's really worth your time. But yeah, I mean, it really, like, man, that really bugs me when I see people talking down to themselves like that. 'Cause every day I had to like go with the mirror and say like, hey, Ryan, you're awesome. You're great. I love you. You're awesome. I don't, it's not like I'm trying to pump myself up. It's just, I look at myself in the mirror, right? And I'm like, yeah, look at that guy. That guy's going to do something, and every single day I do that, I feel better. It sounds like a dumb, stupid thing, but it actually works. Like I just go out the front of the mirror and like, I don't know. I do something like, yeah, you're awesome, man. You're great. You're gonna change the world, man. You're gonna change the world. Everyone thinks you're crazy, but it's better to be crazy than it is to be lazy, right? And it's true. I've had tons of people to call me crazy. I probably am. Who knows? I mean, I don't really think so, but I've had a lot of people tell me. I don't know if that makes it true or not. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But if you guys are talking down to yourselves, it's a good thing to really notice something like that, And I know no one means to do that. Maybe people are just in a really bad situation at the moment. Maybe they're in bad circumstances. But I think most of the time it's just people are thinking too much about themselves. I do it too. I do it too. Like when I'm all alone and all the staff leave, I'm working all the way till midnight. So I'm working all the way till midnight, and I have thoughts of myself, and there are very occasional spots where, sometimes, very rarely, something in the back of my mind will say like, Ryan, you're a loser, man. Look at you working at your table all by yourself. And then quickly I snap out of it because I'm like, wait a second. I'm not a loser. I'm doing something really important here, right? So it does happen to me on occasion, right? Especially when I'm the only one in studio. Oh, sorry, I'm checking to see if this is working. Especially when I'm the only one in studio, right? It happens to me too, I just tend to bounce back really quickly when it when it happens, because I'm working. I'm actually doing something. So maybe what will help you out, instead of focusing so much on yourself, is pursuing something that will really, really make a difference. It'll make a difference in your life, and it will make a difference in other people's lives. What we're working on right now, TAKESHI, that's going to make a lot of difference in a lot of people's lives. It's going to be pretty dang phenomenal. Most people can't see it now, but we can see it because we're in studio every day, and we're the ones who are super passionate about it. And we understand our patrons are super passionate about it too, and they're looking forward to it. So thank you guys. But yeah, I think the problem is, people are, maybe they're just depressed and thinking too much about themselves, and I can't tell you I can't tell you like what to do. I can only give you like maybe some things that could help you. There are things that help me, and I've said this before in one or two previous videos. Like sometimes I just like smile and like laugh for no reason, like yeah. I just break out into like crazed laughter because it immediately changes my state. Because I can't sit all moped and drawn like this. It's very difficult to draw like this. I'm usually drawing like this, and usually you have to be uplifted to draw like that or to write like that. So laughing even for no reason helps. Laughing and smiling for no reason helps. Working towards something that's important helps because you have less time to think about yourself, right? Like I never have time to think about myself unless people talk to me about it and like, hey Ryan, you were mean to that person. I'm like, oh wow, really? Oh, I should go say something. It happens to me too. It happens to everybody. We all make mistakes. But I'm especially prone to making mistakes. Like as a leader of a team and a studio, you're making mistakes every single day. It's just bouncing back from every single mistake, right? Because it's just a learning experience. All failures are a learning experience. And I've had people bring me down throughout my life. They surprisingly they still do. I don't know how or why. They still do, but a little bit less so nowadays. I think it's because most of the people I grew up with have grown up and moved away, or just, I don't know, something happened. I'm pausing because I'm thinking. I mean, another thing that could help you is, besides smiling, besides laughing, besides working towards something super important that you're passionate about, you could also just do something really nice for a random stranger. Like, I know it sounds totally insane. This is kind of like the Tony Robbins method, right? You get a cup of coffee at Starbucks and you just give it to a random stranger that you don't even know. And, give it to someone who looks like they need it, Maybe it's some guy who like looks like he's pissed off and he's like working at his laptop. He's like, why can't I get this right? And then you show up like, hey, would you like a free cup of coffee? Immediately their day changes, right? And you feel better. and you always remember that moment. Because like, man, it didn't matter if it had too much of an effect on this guy. It made me feel good. And I bet it made that guy feel pretty good too, right? Now, the guy I gave the coffee to was not pissed off. He was just busy. So he was like, huh, what? Oh, yeah, sure, free coffee. Yeah, oh, great. It's like, so it was nice, Yeah, people are nicer than you think. It all starts with you, of course. So you could do something super nice for a random stranger. Maybe go get some socks and water for a homeless person on the road that no one's really paying attention to, because people are thinking too. Again, I think it comes down to the fact that people are thinking too much about themselves. That they totally forget about other people. So that could help you out quite a bit. that helps me out quite a bit. It gets me out of thinking about myself to like, hey, I could go do something really nice for somebody I don't even know, or just one of the people in the studio. I can go get him a coffee or something. That'd be really nice. I mean, one of my volunteer artists, or one of my veteran volunteer artists, she gets me a coffee like almost. Because she's getting a coffee at Starbucks, and then she gets me one. It makes me super happy because it's not the fact that I got a coffee. It's just the fact that someone was thinking about me. So I was like, oh man, that's so nice, And when I was sick, my artists, I shouldn't say my artists, I should say the team. The team just knew what to do. And, they only came and got me when they really needed me, because I was really sick. I was super sick, but I was still in studio. If they needed me, they could come get me. I was just lying down on the couch with a blanket over me. But if they want me, they could come get me, anytime. And they would actually come get me, even while I was super sick. And I would help them out as much as I could. So I have no excuse to not be in studio. I have to always be in studio, even when I'm near death sick. It's not a bad thing, because being in studio makes me really happy. It actually makes me recover faster, knowing things are getting done. Like, that makes me really happy. Progress is always good. But for any of you guys who are going through a hard time right now, you're talking really bad about yourself. Well, first thing, start talking good about yourself. I mean, it doesn't matter if you don't even mean it. You don't even have to mean it. Just start looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, hey, you're great, you're amazing, you're inspiring, and I love you. You're going to change the world, and you're going to make a lot of people super happy. Or super sad, depending on whatever it is you're trying to do, Your self-talk will determine everything. However you talk about yourself will determine everything. It determines how you bounce back from failure. It determines how much strength you have to keep moving forward. The people who think great of themselves tend to do great things. I'm not joking. People who think really bad of themselves don't tend to do very much. We call these people, and I'm not going to label names, but we call these people pessimists. We call them cynics. We call them, sometimes they're even realists. Although realists tend to be a little bit more balanced. They tend to be a little bit more objective on the matter. They can kind of look at both spectrums and say, like, there's a point to both of them, but, we still need to get the job done. Pessimists will say, why bother, right? Why bother? The world is pointless. Everyone hates me. I hate everybody. I'm going to complain. I'm going to watch the news every single day, and I'm just going to let them turn me into a victim. And that, unfortunately, that seems to be a lot of people. I've been noticing that throughout my entire life. I've seen that every single day. People who watch too much news, people who are negative, just talk really, really bad about themselves all the time. And that radiates to everybody. Like, it really does. It radiates to everyone. How negative these people are really affects the lives of other people. But of course, if you're uplifting, if you're positive, if you're inspiring, that tends to have a better effect on people. It tends to actually change their lives. It tends to actually make things happen. If they choose to obviously, absorb the philosophy. And it works remarkably well. No matter how many times you get hit down, you get back up, good things happen. I had my hope spots too, where people, things happen. bad things happen. I can control it. My production manager can control it. The artist can control it. Bad things are going to happen. It's just how we bounce back from it, right? And good things happen when you keep pushing forward. So my message to you guys is, and I don't want to keep this super long, but my message to you guys is to please just keep pushing forward. Please stay persistent. Please stay uplifted. Please stay motivated. And I know that sounds like a lot of cliche stuff, but it's very true. If you stay positive, good things come your way. If you stay positive, if you keep moving forward, if you keep progressing towards a worthwhile goal that you know will be important, and I'm sure whatever you're pursuing will be very important. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video, right? So if you are doing all those steps, don't worry about what other people think about you. Worry about what you think about you. That's everything, because a lot of people could love you or hate you, but that's not going to matter in retrospect compared to what you think about yourself. The more you love you, the more good things happen. The universe seems to open up to you. The people who are negative tend to sink down farther and farther and farther and farther into disparity and depression. But the people who choose to believe in themselves and to think positively about themselves tend to go upwards in life because the universe just seems to be attracted to those people. When you think about good things come your way. I have countless examples in my life. It's ridiculous. I have been so fortunate, not because of just what I've been doing, but because of the way I think. And I know that sounds like a bunch of hogwash to a lot of people. It might sound like a bunch of, positive jargon, but it's totally true. It's totally true. The more you think positive, the more you realize like things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. Every bad circumstance means something. It means like, did I screw something up? Usually I did screw something up. Usually it's my fault. Usually I'm the one who screwed something up, which is great because that means I can change it. That means I have actual control over it. I can do something about it. So if it's your fault, just take ownership of it. It's okay. You can fix it. Don't worry about it. We all make mistakes again. I make more mistakes than most people have made in, I don't know, maybe their lifetimes. But yeah, I have countless examples of just how good things happen to you based on how you think of the world and how you think about yourself. That is the game changer. It has nothing to do. Oops, sorry, the computer screen turned off. This has been a long video. It has nothing to do with, just the work you put out. Although the work you put out will probably be great anyways. It has, because that's just the technicality of it. That's just the technicality of getting work done, right? We all know we can get work done. Anyone can get work done. But the people who make great work tend to think really great about themselves and really great about other people. And you guys are great. You guys are great, whether you think so or not. Every single person has something inside them that is amazing. No matter what anyone talks to you, whatever people say to you, it doesn't matter. Now you can see why people call me crazy, right? I know this is a long video. I'll stop at around 30 minutes or so. But yeah, it's a big thing. It comes down not to the fact that you can do stuff. I see tons of people who can do stuff, but the way they talk about themselves is so depressing that, it just makes me sad. It makes me really sad to watch them do that, even though they're so talented, they're so incredible, they're so amazing, but their self-talk and the way they look about the world is so. It could use a little bit of improvement. That's all I could say. It could use some improvement. It doesn't have to be so negative. Oh, sorry, that's my alarm clock telling me that I'm talking too much. But again, I don't do these videos very often. And I just want to let you guys know, you guys are great. But it all comes down to your psychology. Your personal philosophy, your personal psychology determines everything in your life. All these amazing, fortunate, beautiful, sometimes even lucky things happen to me because I think positive. I really do think most people are good. Most people are good. Like it's just the way the world is. Most people are good people. It's just that, the mean people are just really super loud. They're just really loud and obnoxious. And all the nice people are just really humble and quiet. So maybe they just need to start talking up. Kind of same thing like Gary Vaynerchuk tends to say, right? It's just, there's a lot of positive people in the world. It's just that the negative people are just super loud. They just like to get attention. It's like the people you see on the news, right? All they do is complain about stuff, and there's very rarely any solutions. As you can see, I don't like watching the news. I just get snippets whenever I need it. And most of the time I don't need it because it doesn't affect my life. I have no control over it. I have control over TAKESHI. I have control over studio. I have control over our output and how we think. So I can control all those things. I can't control politics or the government. I gotta leave it to those guys in charge. And of course to you guys, if you guys care enough to actually take charge of it. And this video is gonna be very, very long. So My apologies, guys. And we're going to wind down really soon. But yeah, I do encourage you. Just please think good about yourself. Everyone's going to call you, and people are going to hate that because most people are negative. People are going to absolutely hate that. They're going to call you egotistical. They're going to call you vain. They're going to call you self-indulgent. They're going to call you selfish. They're going to call you everything you can imagine. They'll probably call you a loser like they call me all the time. Because, people like us think differently. We're not so consumed about the problems of the world. We're consumed about how to fix the problems, not about the fact that it's a problem. There's always going to be problems. It's just like, how do we fix the problem? There's a leakage. Let's plug up the leak, right? But most people just like to look at the problems, and then they have no real solution on how to actually fix the problem. And that comes from your psychology, from thinking different, from thinking positive. And I'm not trying to be, political here. I'm not trying to force you guys to think this way. I just want to encourage you to start thinking this way, because once you do, the cat, my cat Melfina's outside. She's getting a little annoyed too that I'm taking really long with this video. I can hear her meowing right now, actually. But yeah, please just start talking positively about yourself, even if you don't mean it. Just do it every day, because you'll start to realize like it will have an effect. It'll have a huge effect on your personality, the way you interact with people, the way you think about yourself, and just what you do. You're gonna spread a lot of good by just thinking good about yourself. It all starts with that. Just think good about yourself, because it's like, what would a good person do? And automatically, your actions will come about based on how you think about yourself. A lot of people live in scarcity. I can understand where they're coming from. A lot of people live in scarcity. A lot of people live in negativity. I used to be there, but I can tell you right now, you don't need it. No one needs it. It's not important. The really important thing is thinking really, really good about yourselves. And I know you guys have it in you. And this video is really long. this video is way too long. But I just wanted to let you guys know, a little status update, and personally what I thought about people talking down to themselves. So please don't talk down to yourself. If you're going to talk about yourself, have good things to say. Even if you make mistakes, have good things to say. They can't all be good things, but have good things to say, even if there are bad things. Because there's going to be bad things. There's always going to be some bad things. But let your good things overshadow the bad things. We're only human. But thinking good about yourself is a good starting point. And it can change the lives of a lot of people. Trust me on that one. Anyways, we should end this video. I'm Ryan Lai from Unbound Vision. It's 11:50 p.m. right now. I gotta get to sleep soon. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for supporting us. Stay inspired. Bye.